Hi all, Trevor Golliger here, and probably we'll start with a question. Have you ever played in a venue where you're playing acoustically, and the band is actually drowning you out? Or you're playing, and after the first set you go out in the crowd and say hi to some people, and someone says to you, "We can't hear your drums, the guitar or bass or the brass players. I can hear them really loud, but you're way back in the distance." And I've had those experiences many years ago, and I found out that actually it had a lot to do with how I tuned my drum kit when I played acoustically. For many years I used to tune my drums, talk mainly about tom-toms for now. I used to tune my bottom head higher than my top head, or the batter head was lower tuned than the bottom head, the resonant head. And I used to play my drums and I'd hear all the sound coming back and hitting me in the face, and thinking that I'm getting all this really great volume and projection off my drum kit. Well, yes I was, but all that sound was coming straight up into my face. It wasn't going out into the crowd or into the audience. And I found out many years ago now, but I found out, that by tuning the lower, the resonant head, the bottom head, lower than the batter head, you actually got more projection. So your drum kit would cut through out into the audience through other instruments. So when I started to do that, started to tune that way, people used to say, "Great, I love the sound of your drum kit. I can hear everything really, I hear all the toms really cleanly, and all my drum kit sounded really, really good, and also projected. It was really clear out in front of the crowd. It didn't get lost in the band." That's not to say that I played loud and drowned out the rest of the musicians. Obviously you've got to use your ears and listen to the volume of what's being played around you, and do your best not to dominate or sit back so every instrument can be heard. So the key to playing acoustically, if you want to get that projection off the stage, well, there's a couple of factors. One is head choice, but the main thing we're going to look at today is tuning your drum kit. So the resonance side, we're going to tune probably about a third lower than the batter head. I've got this tom-tom here. It's a little tom-tom, 10x7. I probably haven't tuned this for a while. It's probably out of tune, but it still should show you the volume difference between the two heads. The pitch difference, I should say, not volume. So this is the bottom head. Now the top head. Here the top head is a lot higher. I'll do it again. So I'll just take my hand off so I don't muffle it. Once again, the bottom, top. So as you can see, it's quite a big difference between the top head and the lower head. I should point out this tom-tom's tuned quite high, but even if you tune mid-range or even low tunings, still make the bottom head a lot lower, and you'll find you'll get that projection. This guy, as I said, is tuned quite high, but you can hear that difference. Bottom, top. When you tune that way, as I said, you will get much more projection off your drum kit. So if you're not used to doing that, grab your drum kit, grab a tom, get your first rack tom, loosen all the heads off, bring the bottom head up. You might only need to bring it up, a half to a whole turn. That's it on the bottom. And then the top head, you want to be at least a whole turn above the bottom head. And it's a bit of trial and error. You'll hear it. Like if you go too high, you're just choking the hell out of your drum. But, generally speaking, this one's probably about a turn above it. you know. So something to think about. So give it a go. Next time you're doing an acoustic gig, tune your bottom heads lower, and that applies to your kick drum as well. Same thing. My bottom, well, the drum kit I got behind me here, that bottom, the front head is really low on my kick drum, bass drum, and the back is actually higher. It's the same as my tom toms. The only exception to the rule, sometimes my snare drum, I will tune the bottom head up high just to give it a bit more cut, bit sort of more attack, I suppose is the right word for it. But my toms and bass drums, always these days, tuning resonant head lower and then the batter head, simply because a lot of the time I'm playing acoustically. So anyway, I hope this has given you a little bit of food for thought when it comes to how you tune your kit when you play acoustically. Give it a go. Pull your drum kit out, tune down the bottom heads, and have a listen to it. And next time you play an acoustic gig, you know, tune that way and see how it turns out for you. I'm sure you'll be really happy with the results. If you like the information I'm giving out in these little videos, please hit the subscribe button below. If you've got some drummer friends you think might like this information, then please tell them about the channel and get them to subscribe as well. And you can also hit the little bell. It might be up here, up there, I'm not sure where it is on your screen, but there's a little bell. If you hit that, you'll get notification every time I put up a new video. Also on that note, new videos coming into the future. If you have any topics on drums, and please keep the focus on, you know, 40s, 50s, 60s, sort of blues sort of styles, jump blues and shuffles and things. In that vein of music, that's my forte, so to speak. So if you got questions about, you know, anything in regards to the drums or technique or whatever, please just on the bottom of one of these videos, just ask me a question and I will make a video of it in future videos. So on that note, enjoy your drumming, guys. Have a great day. Bye.